Hey, what's up, Rattlers? So while I was in Canada, here at the home facility, I had the last clutch of ball pythons hatch out. So I'm going to show you this clutch because sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you're surprised, other times, well, that's just the name of the game. But I'm also going to talk about whether or not you should cut your eggs. It's kind of a controversial subject. Some people do, some people don't. Some people are really against it, and some people aren't. So I'm going to discuss that, and I'm also going to show you the last clutch of ball python eggs from this season.
I'm Dāv Kaufman, and I tour the world to see how reptiles are living in the wild. And while I'm at it, checking out some of the most amazing facilities and reptile expos as well. It's all about learning, appreciation, and conservation. So come with me and join my reptile adventures.
At Rainbow Mealworms, we grow all our insects 100% naturally so that you get the freshest, most lively feeders on the market. So for all your reptile food needs, place your order today at rainbowmealworms.net.
So this clutch was sired by a banana leopard female maker, het pied. And for those of you that understand the banana genetics, there's a ton of information on it, there's a ton of videos on it, but the male has to be what's called a female maker in order for you to get females in the clutch. Now, I've bred this male for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 years now, and in one of these racks behind me is his daughter, which is a banana pied girl, obviously, because he's a female maker. But even with female makers, sometimes you just don't get a female in the clutch, and that does not mean that your female maker is not a female maker. Sometimes those odds just stick it in and break it off. But the female that I put that male on was one of my normal pieds in these racks behind me. I've got maybe 7 or 8 adult female pieds. So all of these racks behind me contain either pied stuff or het pied stuff. Maybe one of these days I'll make a video called All My Pieds and show these guys off, which I'll probably do. But for now, I'm going to show you this clutch, and we're going to see that, well, sometimes you just don't get what you expect to get.
So I incubate directly on vermiculite, and I'm going to stop doing that because there's a new product that just came out, and I'm going to make a video about those egg racks that just came out. But for now, I incubate directly on the vermiculite. And as you can see, we've got a perfectly healthy clutch, and we have 100% hatching rate off of these eggs here, which obviously, because I was in Canada, I did not cut. I let them hatch out on their own. But look at what we've got here. We've got one banana that may be leopard. We've got another banana that doesn't look leopard. We also have a really awesome pied that came out of there, a low white pied. A lot of people either like low whites or they don't like low whites. So we also have this banana, and there might be some leopard influence in there. There might not be. I'm going to say no. Those are pretty big, uniform alien heads, as they're called. And yeah, I just don't see leopard influence in there. Further on, we've got another banana. So I haven't popped these yet. I'm going to do that in a second. I don't know if any of these bananas are female or male yet. But that one's just a banana. Then look at this guy. There is no question that this is a banana leopard. And again, don't know if it's male or female yet. That is definitely banana leopard. All of it obviously het pied. Then we've got yet another low white pied. Now these low white pieds, they could be leopard pieds. It's so difficult to tell. But if I can't tell, I'm just going to sell them off as normals, and if somebody gets leopard, then fantastic. And the last guy out of the clutch is definitely banana leopard. But just look at that pattern there. There is no question that this is banana leopard. Again, obviously het pied. Alright, so I've got the babies set up in a baby bin here. I just put them on moist paper towel to start with because that increases the humidity and therefore aids in their first shed. But now I'm going to pop these guys and find out if we have any female bananas in this clutch. Alright, so this is the leopard banana number 1. And there are hemipenes, so that's a male. Leopard banana number 2. And we've got hemipenes, that's also a male. The first of 3 bananas. Hemipenes, that's a male. Banana number 2, that's a male, those are hemipenes. And the last banana, I don't think we're going to get any females in this clutch. But here's the last banana, and boink, male. So that means that these pieds are going to be female because of the way that the banana genetics work. So pied number 1, female. That means that pied number 2 here is also going to be female. And yes, she pops female. So in this clutch, both of these pieds are female, and I totally missed getting a female banana. All these bananas are male. But again, that doesn't mean that the male is not a female maker, because again, in previous years, I've gotten plenty of female bananas and female banana pieds out of him. This just means that I struck out getting a female banana in this clutch. But it really doesn't matter that I didn't get a female banana in this clutch. These babies are big, they're beautiful, they're healthy, and that's what I really care about.
So let's talk about that controversial subject on whether or not to cut your eggs. I used to cut all my eggs, and I used to cut on day 55, 56, and I kind of have the philosophy that, you know, these babies, they know what they're doing. They know when it's time to hatch. That first one that pips and crawls out of his egg and crawls around the other eggs, it stimulates the other babies that it's time to hatch and emerge from their egg. And over the years of breeding these guys, I've kind of come up with a rule that the first baby that starts to pip, that's when the clutch is ready to be cut. But sometimes that backfires on you, and there could be a baby in there that still needs, you know, that 2 to 3 days extra. And 2 to 3 days of incubation can make a lot of difference when it comes to babies. These guys know when it's time to hatch. And again, that's what I let them do. I let them hatch naturally. And sometimes I've had clutches where everybody hatches except one egg. And it's because that baby simply can't escape from that egg for whatever reason, and therefore, if I would have cut those eggs at day 55, 56, 57, whatever, it would have been beneficial to that baby. And if that baby is actually left in that egg, they can actually drown in their own fluid within that egg. So there are pros and cons to cutting or not cutting, and I want you guys to comment below and start a discussion on that. Are you in favor of cutting and why, or are you against cutting and why are you against cutting? Comment below and start that conversation. You know, as you guys are watching this, it's Tinley time, and if you're watching this in the morning, I'm at Tinley right now walking around when this is airing. But these babies, they're not going to be at Tinley with me because we are too close to Tinley. I like to hang on to these babies for at least a month. I know a lot of breeders don't do that, but I do because I want to make sure that these babies have shed, they're eating on their own, they've had a chance to absorb that yolk, which can, you know, take up to a week or two before they have fully digested that yolk and are looking for an actual solid meal. And I want to make sure that all the babies that I'm selling are well started, have had at least 2 or 3 meals, and are ready to go. And unfortunately, this clutch has hatched within, what is Tinley now? A couple of weeks from now. But I will show you what I've hatched in other clutches that will be at Tinley right now as we speak at my booth.
So this clutch hatched out maybe about a month ago or so. I haven't even tried to sell any of these babies. I've been getting them to eat and getting them a little bit bigger before I sell them. But I bred this boy, who is an Inchy Mojave GHI, and I bred him to one of my pieds. So this guy is not het pied, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to make Inchy Mojave GHI het pieds. And this is his clutch. So all of these are going to be het pied. But this is what I got out of them. I got a couple of normals here. Come on, buddy. God, they're like a barrel of monkeys. I got this Mojave het pied, which is pretty awesome. I also got a GHI het pied. And one of the coolest things that I hatched out of this clutch was this Mojave GHI het pied. But the reason why I paired these two snakes was to replicate the father. I really wanted to nail the GHI Mojave Inchy het pied. And out of the last egg that came out of that clutch, I nailed it. So this is an exact replica of his father. I needed a male to put on my female pieds, and man, did I nail it in this clutch. And he's just growing big and strong. Look at those gold stripes down his back, and you can see there's pattern on his side, which is what the Inchy influence does to Mojave GHI. Just a gorgeous snake. So sometimes you nail it, sometimes you don't. And with this guy, I nailed it. So with this guy, pretty soon, I will be producing Mojave GHI Inchy pieds. I don't know if that's going to be a world's first or not. Somebody will probably beat me to it, but, you know, doing world's firsts, that's not really my goal. making really cool snakes that I'm excited about. That's my goal with my breeding projects. And then here's another clutch that came out of my pied projects. Look at these guys. This guy's a little this guy is a little agitated here. But just look at that low white pied. Oh man, that's nice. That's a female, a het pied there. Look at that. Banana leopard pied here. All the banana pieds in here, whether they be banana pieds or banana leopard pieds, are all male in this clutch. This is a low white banana pied. And then another leopard pied in here. And then a couple of just normal het pieds in there that are female. So this clutch is also ready to go. This entire clutch will be at my table at Tinley as well.
So Rattlers, the debate on whether or not to cut your eggs is going to continue. And again, comment below and start that conversation. But if you guys are watching this and you happen to be at Tinley, come up and say hi. I love meeting all the Rattlers out there. And come buy a Rattle On t-shirt. There's going to be a lot of other YouTubers at my booth that I've invited to come and meet their fans. It's going to be an awesome time. So I hope to see you guys all today and tomorrow at Tinley. And right after Tinley, I'm going on yet another adventure. So as always, check out our sponsors' links. They're in the description below. Check out our Patreon. And until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.